Welcome back to your news tonight. Well, outrage over the death of George Floyd has spread around the world. Protests have taken place in several major cities here in Europe, and the EU's foreign policy chief earlier condemned the killings as an abuse of power. Well, Laura Ruiz Trio reports.
Anger spills over to this side of the Atlantic. Over the weekend, several European cities saw protests against police brutality. The EU foreign policy chief issued a strong statement on the death of George Floyd.
We are shocked and appalled by the death of George Floyd. This is an abuse of power, and this has to be denounced, it has to be combated in the States and everywhere.
Many cities in the US have set curfews, and clashes between protesters and police continue. As the president calls for a more heavy-handed approach, the EU's top diplomat has called on Washington to refrain from the use of excessive force.
We support the right to peaceful protest, and also we condemn violence and racism of any kind, and for sure we call for a de-escalation of tensions. And allow me to repeat that all lives matter. Black lives also matters.
Following demonstrations in Berlin, Germany's foreign minister said that peaceful protests in the US were understandable and legitimate.
I can only express my hope that the peaceful protests do not continue to lead to violence. I also want to express the hope that these protests lead to change in the United States.
In Europe, as in America, the protesters vote to continue to take to the streets and make sure their message is heard. Laura Ruiz Trio for Euronews.